Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio. Sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Allivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I am Allison Kinney. Now let's take a look into those agricultural headlines. The U.S., Canada, and Mexico are set to formally begin consultations ahead of the review of their regional USMCA trade accord next year, the U.S. and Mexico announced Tuesday. The consultation process began on Wednesday. Mexican Economy Minister Marcelo Ebrard said the evaluation on the trade's pact results over the past 5 years will take place between now and the end of the year to prepare for negotiations over a possible extension of the agreement in 2026. The Office of U.S. Trade Representative, which estimates that the USMCA covers nearly $2 trillion in U.S. goods and services within the region, made a similar announcement in the official notice seeking public comment on the matter. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney last month said his government would also hold industry consultations on the trade agreement this fall, though Canada's process has not yet formally begun. Now let's check in with our weekly update from the Ohio Soybean Council and your checkoff dollars at work.
I'm joined today by Steve Reinhardt. Steve is past chair of the United Soybean Board. Steve, with commodity prices what they are right now, a lot of folks are looking at and maybe complaining about trade or lack of trade. But there's another aspect to it, and that deals with domestic demand. And I know United Soybean Board is really looking at things they can do to drive that demand. What are some things that have been done with checkoff dollars to help increase the value of U.S. soy?
Sure. So one of the things we tried to do on the local or domestic market is to work with our qualified state soybean boards. So that would be in our case, the Ohio Soybean Council, and look at how we can do these regional operations to help increase the demand domestically. So whether we're talking about dynamic green products, which Ohio has worked with and developed, bar and chain oil with DeVault, and some other products there for lubricants, whether it be biodiesel that we get from the crush at AGP throughout the Midwest. And then we're shipping, meal around to different places that need to help the livestock industry. Now we talk about Goodyear tires and how we've been able to expand that market and continue to use soybean oil in those tires, and then even the cooking process and how we have our high oleic oil. It's no trans and no saturated fats, and really good to extend the fry life of products and make it more healthy for us.
My guest again today has been Steve Reinhardt with the United Soybean Board, and today's update brought to us by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff.
Thanks, Dusty. And now some more agricultural news. McDonald's said Monday it plans to invest $200 million over the next 7 years to promote regenerative agriculture practices on cattle ranches. Associated Press reports the Chicago burger giant said the investment was its largest to date in support of regenerative agriculture in the U.S. The company has also funded regenerative projects on potato farms in Canada and Europe. As a brand that serves more than 90% of Americans every year, we recognize the responsibility we have to help safeguard our food systems for long-term vitality. Cesar Pena, McDonald's chief supply chain officer for North America, said in a statement, regenerative techniques aim to conserve water, enhance soil health, and reduce the need for synthetic chemicals and fertilizers. On cattle ranches, ranchers practicing regenerative agriculture move cattle frequently and let land recover for weeks or months. That helps produce more grass with deeper roots and that take carbon from the air to help improve soil. Also in the headlines, McDonald's said Monday it plans to invest $200 million over the next 7 years to promote regenerative agriculture practices on cattle ranches. Associated Press reports the Chicago burger giant said the investment was its largest to date in support of regenerative agriculture in the U.S. The company has also funded regenerative projects on potato farms in Canada and Europe. As a brand that serves more than 90% of Americans every year, we recognize the responsibility we have to help safeguard our food systems for long-term vitality. Cesar Pena, McDonald's chief supply chain officer for North America, said in a statement. Now let's take a look and see how those markets closed in today on this Thursday, right after this.
Get the equipment and trucks you you need at Ritchie Brothers' next Great Lakes regional event on September 25th and 26th. This absolute unreserved auction will feature online bidding, and items are located in Columbus, Chicago, and Detroit. Choose from close to 4,000 items, including a wide selection of construction equipment, truck tractors, and more. Don't miss Ritchie Brothers' Great Lakes regional event on September 25th and 26th. For more details, visit rbauction.com. Again, that's rbauction.com.
29, sold them.
Now to the closing markets. Brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Learn more online at seedconsultants.com. December corn closing in today down 3 even at 4.23 3/4. March corn down 3 even as well at 4.41 1/2. November soybeans down 6 1/4 at 10.37 1/2. January soybeans down 6 1/2 at 10.56 1/2. December wheat down 4 even at 5.24 1/4. March wheat down 3 3/4 at 5.42 1/2. Now looking to livestock, October live cattle up 127 at 232.37. December live cattle up 142 at 234.15, and October lean hogs are up 15 cents at 97.47. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.